In this video, we'll be going over the worst car in the world to replace a window regulator in. So we bought this car super cheap. We knew the window needed to be fixed, and generally these are pretty darn easy to swap out, and in this car it's not. So let's just start off with, there's 8 rivets you have to drill out just to get this off. So now I'm going to have to go get a rivet gun or find bolts that'll work. This is held on with rivets. Basically my cable went to crap. So we're getting ready to head to the junkyard. So this will be a good junkyard video. I haven't been there in a while. We haven't even been to this junkyard yet. So it'll be our first time there. Hopefully they got what we need. We've got drills, drill bits. We've got everything. So we're going to be scouring the junkyard for turbo parts for the Passat, parts for this. We're looking for custom exhaust for the Passat, intakes, anything aftermarket for that. And this window regulator, I'm also looking for an 07 Camry window regulator. So wish me luck. Let's head to the junkyard. This is what you see when you pull the panel. You got all these 10s here, but most of all, this is how you get the rails off the this thing here, because your regulator's mounted to this and your rails are riveted to this. So what I'm gonna do is try to take this all off, get it out enough, and I'm gonna cut this door just enough to where I can pull this whole thing and bring it home, and then I may or may not just notch my door and slide the whole thing in and bolt it in. We'll see if it's gonna work. I hope it works. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to drill all these holes out and deal with that. And I don't wanna deal with that. So let's get her going. So I pulled a little too hard on the other wire, trying to test it. So I got over here to this one, same everything. But we've got 5 wires coming out of this motor, and I'm not too sure on how to test that motor. I've hooked it to the battery in a bunch of different configurations. I can't seem to figure out how to make it work. It goes to a little circuit board in here. So I don't need the motor anyway. Our motor's good. What I need is the brackets on the other side. So I wanted to take this all in one piece. It's not going to happen. So now I need to drill out all these rivets, try to get this out enough, and we're going to have to figure out how to get this window down enough to get the screws out of here. So I mean, best thing I can do right now is just drill these out and see where we get. We have it. It seems to be intact. There was a rivet holding it right here, which is dumb. So I'm gonna have to try to find some bolts. I'm not re-riveting this, but yeah, that's how it goes right there. All right, we got it. Let's go look for cool stuff now. But I just want to say, this is the dumbest window regulator I've ever seen. Thanks, Ford. There's a reason Ford's section in the junkyard is as big as it is. It's the biggest section, for sure. All right, we found an 07 Camry. My son is 16 years old now. He has a girlfriend. So not only am I here for my family, I'm for his girlfriend. So this has got the window regulator in it. It's hot out. We're gonna get to taking this window regulator out, and then hopefully get to looking for something cool in this junkyard. Everything seems to be put together still, so we'll see.
It is called Lucky's. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Lucky's? Hello! 2 window regulators in one day.
2 window regulators that we've never done before.
In one day. All right, well, we've got the window down now to where I can reach this 10mm nut or bolt holding the window glass to the actual frame thing. So once we get that, I can take the rest of the bolts out and we're done here. There's 2 regulators. Put my stuff away. We're done here. All right, we're done at Lucky's. We need to bring our cart pusher every time. This is nice. But we're gonna go home, get this stuff installed, drink some ice cold iced tea. All right, we made it home. I've been at this for, I don't know, 30 minutes, just trying to plot my way. I found enough bolts to bolt it back together without rivets, but it's almost impossible, guys. How? There's no way to reach in through here and hold this. You got a bolt here and a bolt here. You can't reach through it. I mean, I've tried every possible way to hold that, stick a bolt through, get a nut on it, and it's not happening. So I did the right thing and I cut a hole in the bottom. So we're gonna try that. Have I mentioned at all in this video how much I hate working on Fords? Like, with a passion. Every time I work on a Ford, it's like this. They're all built by idiots, and they're just not fun to work on. Who does this? Why not stick to the traditional window motor and bracket like every other car that takes 10 minutes to do? Chevys are nice. The whole thing comes out. It unbolts from the door. Ford's got this whole big weird panel that you got to remove. And you can't remove it until you drill out all these rivets, because the rails, it doesn't come out with the rails. So you have to separate the rails, but then you got to put this back on and somehow re-rivet the rails. There was no hole down here. So we were reaching from here all the way over trying to hold this rail in here, and it just wasn't working. So here's my new fancy hole. We're gonna say that that's for cooling off the interior. I don't see where it's gonna harm anything. It's all gonna still work the same. It's getting covered by a door panel. It's making my life easier. I'm happy. I'm done ranting. Let's try to get these holes in. All right, a little overview of what I've done. You can see I've got, every tool I own out here. So I finally dropped the glass down in here. So I put a bolt through from the back, got a nut there. Same there, same there. Rails are in. This thing is bolted in. Basically just drop the glass down into these little holders. I gotta tighten those real quick and make sure this thing works. We'll see. There was a bracket here that had rivets in it. I went ahead and ran self-tappers through. It's holding good. So I got the motor back on. Basically, that's a 2-piece sandwich deal. The back plate gets sucked up by these bolts and it sandwiches together with a spline drive. So that's weird. You never really know if you got your splines together because you have to compress it together to even get the spline close to it, because it's like spring-loaded kinda. So when you sandwich that together, you don't know if your splines are just mushing or if it's actually, lined up and going in there. But other than that, a-okay. So let me tighten this here. I want to get a ratchet on it. I don't want to do it with a screw gun. Somehow maybe break the glass. Who knows? Moment of truth. We got it together. Hopefully this goes up right. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All the way down without a hitch. All the way up. Okay. So I'm guessing we have to adjust where the top is or something, who knows. But it works. I'm gonna get the speaker put back in, get this door panel put back on, and be done with this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and admit that I'm not very smart sometimes. If you've watched my channel before, and I keep saying this, if you've watched my channel, then you know window regulators are not the same from the driver's to the passenger's door. They're different, and I know this because I've been through this. And we've got that regulator for that Camry out of the driver's door, but they needed it for the passenger door. So we're back at the junkyard. But while I'm here, I've been doing a lot of research on tuning VWs and 1.8T engines, and we found an AWM here, which is a 170 horsepower model, but they all have the ME 7.5 ECUs. These are not hard to flash. If you can get these clips here and the OBD2 clip, you can make a bench harness, and you can get tunes online, and you can throw them tunes right into it. So we're also here grabbing this harness connector, and I need the OBD2 port. Whoa. So I also need to get in here and steal that port, get the wiring. I'm gonna make a bench harness box, and we're gonna try to get some tunes because we have big plans for Maddox's Passat. His coilovers just came in today, so that's another video. I'm gonna do a whole series on his Passat. So I'm excited to have one of these. These are one of the most tunable engines out there, and that's why I love them, along with Jeeps. I love Jeeps, and I love my VWs. So we're gonna have a lot to come on that. Let me get these wire clips, and then we'll go get the right window actuator for the car, and we'll be on our way. But for now, it's just Maddox and I back at the junkyard. We're having fun. We're just gonna look around, try to find gold, and have a good day. Any day at the junkyard's a good day, isn't it? So we're just walking around, checking to see how many 1.8Ts they got here. Trying to find a good ME 7.5 ECU. And I'm trying to find the car that I took that window regulator out of. I don't know where that is. This is a decent junkyard. It's only, I mean, it just opened. The grand opening was 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. So everything seems to be here. Wow, look at that. That's a crazy looking setup, isn't it? What is that?
It's on a cord. It looks like.
What's this? Gets on? With the 2-point slow. Alright. Nice taillights on it though. Found one? Yeah. Woo, it's warm. What's this? Oh. Alright, here's a Passat. Check out the sweet hatch. Nice. Alright, I'm getting burnt up. Here's the 07 Camry. We need the passenger side. So let's go ahead, get that out. Whew. It's about 100 degrees hotter in and by these cars. Alright, so we got that's the same door handle, it's a Fusion almost. Got the panel off. We definitely want to make sure this thing works before we grab it. Not to mention, you have to, it's bolted to the glass here, so you have to bring it down to about here. I'll take the speaker out and I'll be able to unbolt it from the glass. Which way did I just do that? That's up, so we know it works. Boom. So that'll be the bolt we take off there and behind the speaker. Let me put this in my bag before I leave it here, because I seem to leave everything everywhere. Take my trusty gun, oh, right in that goo. The hell. All right. And I believe it's just these. Hold that window up there. Oh, fuck, I'm dropping screws. Why did I just drop that? Whatever. Okay. Now. Got it. Voila. Let's hit it. We're gonna head back home, cool off, and possibly put this Camry regulator back in. Doing it for my son's girlfriend. Well, my son's girlfriend's mom, I guess, wants it done. And I'm a nice guy, so I'm gonna do it. We made it back from the junkyard. Lo and behold, Maddox's coilovers came in. He bought these from Max Peeting Rods for 209 bucks, shipped, well, 220 shipped. They weren't supposed to be here until the middle of August. Somehow they got here in 4 days. So that's cool. He's going full bore on this thing. You can kind of see it sitting crooked. You know, 400,000 mile Passat, boring car. But she's got a turbo. We just bought the ECU, the connectors and everything to make a bench harness. Just downloaded the software to throw a tune in the computer. And then you come over here. He's got one on. I helped him button it up. That's on 11 threads. So it's slammed. So we're working on that. While he was doing that, I went ahead and put this window in. Sorry I didn't film it. I was in a hurry. It was kind of raining. Got it done, you know, simple. 6 10mm bolts, screw it to the window, hook it up, or plug it in, and it's done. So that's done. The Passat will be for another video. We're going to do a whole series on this. Maddox is 100% purebred car guy, so I mean, all his money and everything he's got is going to go into this car, so that's awesome. He's going to have his license here in a couple months, so he's got the car already. He's going to have it all ready to go by time he can drive it, so that's going to be awesome. Be looking for that series. More on the van until we lowered the van. It looks good. I've got a lot more I want to do to that, so be checking back. Thanks for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please like the video, possibly subscribe, do what you want. Peace.